Life's getting exciting and it's time to move. And you need to find an agent. But how do you find someone with 1.3 million realtors in the United States? Well, simple, just hire me. But you should probably also interview a couple agents as well. Moving's fun. Well, not the moving the boxes and paperwork and all that stuff, but getting to a new house is a lot of fun. So how do we find an agent? Well, if you don't have someone you can trust, a good spot to start off is just by hopping online and taking a look for people who work in your area. Don't just rely on a single company, as agents within a company can vary a lot. So go out, take a look at a few bios, and find a couple people that sound like would be a good fit. Now it's time to do a little interview with them and sit down and talk. So what questions do we ask the few people we found that we think we might click with? Well, start off by finding out if they'll work with your schedule. Agents are sometimes part-time and sometimes full-time. So it's a good idea to find out, as some part-time agents won't be able to work with your schedule if you're not available. Most full-time agents will be able to accommodate, but it's always good to check. Question number 2. Do you have resources you can offer me along the way? Now, during the moving process, you're going to have professionals help you out along the way. You're going to need an appraiser or an attorney or a lender. A good agent is going to be able to recommend a couple people that you can work with that can help fill in those blanks where you're missing professionals. And also, at the same time, if you're not really convinced with the first person, give you a second opinion as well. So find out what they can do to help you throughout the process. Question number 3. Is your agent also interviewing you? So during your interview, you're going to want to find out as much about your agent as possible so you know if you're comfortable and if it's a good fit. But at the same time, a professional agent is going to be asking you lots of questions as well. We want to know as much about you as possible so we can help guide you along the way and make sure we find the best fit for you. What's more important, location or the size of the house? Bedrooms or bathrooms? Do you really need that finished basement? These are all very important questions to make sure you stay on time and also on budget. So find out and notice, is your agent asking a lot of questions and also interviewing you? Question number 4. Does my agent know the market? Simply saying that the real estate market is doing great is never an acceptable answer, nor is it today. So you want to make sure that within the Chicagoland area, your agent knows what's happening in the area, what's happening in cities down to suburbs, and not just over a year period. Adjusting for quarterly can be a big deal. If you're trying to find a house and buy a house on prices that have sold 6 months ago in a declining market, you can be overpaying by a good amount. So even if you don't know what is happening currently as far as sales prices, if you know trends, we can adjust accordingly and make sure that you're getting the right price for the house. Question number 5. Can my agent tell me no? Now, nobody wants to hear no, and I'm no exception. But at the same time, if I'm doing something wrong, I want to know about it. So what's better, to let your agent let you do things that aren't going to work, or offer some advice and say it's probably not a good idea and help give you that guidance so you can best direct yourself? Now, this also brings up a good point with working with friends. Working with friends, I'm sure you know a couple realtors, 5, 10, maybe more. Working with friends can be fun and it can be a great outcome. But at the same time, don't do your friend a favor by helping them. Make sure it's a professional relationship and state these guidelines up front, because you don't want to ruin a friendship over a business transaction. So make sure you're both helping each other out and it's a win-win scenario. And if you are doing something silly, make sure each of you can say no. If they're not doing what they said they're going to do, tell them no. And if you're not doing what you originally wanted to do, make sure that they tell you no as well. And that goes for both friends as well as just your traditional professional realtor. Make sure that your agent has the right intentions. Maybe ask them something silly that you know is wrong. See what they say. If they're just like, yeah, we can do that, probably not a good idea. Now, for the last 2 questions, these are questions you need to ask yourself. When you walk out of your interview, do you know what to expect over the next 2, 3, 6 months? When you're moving, you want to know exactly what's going to happen from either selling your home, finding a home, all the way through the transaction, from inspection to contingency and so forth. If you don't know these, it's not a good idea. You want to make sure you're well prepared so nothing sneaks up and surprises you. And the last question, which is ultimately really what it boils down to, does this person know their stuff, and do I feel comfortable trusting them with probably one of the biggest transactions of your life? So make sure that when you sit down with someone, you ask as many questions. And if something doesn't feel right, feel free to ask it again, and if you're still left with a funny feeling, maybe it's not the best idea. You should talk with a few more people. So hopefully with these questions answered, you'll have a wonderful working relationship with your new realtor. And of course, if you want to interview me or just have questions, feel free to reach out. You can give me a call, text, or email. And if you did find this information useful, feel free to share it with someone else who could benefit from it. I'm Jake Tysiak with Keller Williams. I appreciate you watching.